Good morning and welcome back to Wold Farm. We today are going to have a look around the show. We've got permission to go and start every tractor up, and yeah, they've got stalls here selling cups of tea, gingerbread man stall. We've got toy stall. We've got a coffee shop which has set itself up. Another place here which is selling fruit and milk and everything like that. And we have got a mobile fish and chip shop who has turned up. We will get down the first line, go down and start the tractors up. So the first tractor we get to is the Fordson Flathead 4. Back of it, that starts up and runs very nice. It looks like it's been semi-restored, still with the old grey red wheels. Alongside of it is its newer cousin with the rubber wheels on. Some power major, and that tractor has worked locally from new ever since it was first brought into the world. And then we've got the Super 4 County. All these tractors lined up in Fordson, Ford County and things like that. Then we've got the Ford 4000, nicely restored with the original rounded mud guards on. And it seems that for the most part of these are set up in age order. Then we have got the update to the Super 4, the 754, and then we have got the 6-cylinder 1124, and it is going to be getting very noisy as we come along. Then we've got the 754 cab over, which is the next tractor in the line. Next on the line we have got the Ford 5000. He is missing his doors, for the most part nicely restored tractor again. And we've got a 7000 here. A lot of equipment has turned up. We're surprised with it being the first ever show around here that so many came. And we've got the Ford 7000 converted into a doe, which was the last of the tractors that Doe actually made. And for some reason we got the Ford TW35 started before the Doe, but not to worry. And we've got nicely restored Ford 8210, another of the 6-cylinder tractors on the display field, and the last of the Ford and County set. Is the 118440. We will come along this line now. We've got a nice Deutz 5206 here, which starts up very quiet compared to some of the bigger tractors on the farm today. Yeah, that's looking nice, the 5206. Then we've got the Deutz D80 in what analyst said is a sort of British racing green. That one starts up. Then we've got a Fendt Fendt Fabric 4, and we've got another Fendt here, the tractor which was sort of taken as a working thing from the David Brown 2D, the market garden tractor. Then we have got a Lands Bulldog, a couple of Lands tractors here, so Lands working reasonably well, not sure what. Yeah, and then we've got one of the older Lands tractors here. This is one of the first tractors came out after the traction engines, that's why the exhaust is the way it is. Then we've got a Oliver crawler. And then we've got one of the big boys of the fields, John Deere 8760. Alongside of it is 4755 four-wheel drive. And 4755 two-wheel drive. 1630 two-wheel drive, and the oldest of the John Deere's on here, slightly darker green John Deere D. And then we've got another row along here. We've got the Farmer 460 with the 3 row crop front wheels on it. Nice looking tractor, and we've got the International 453 put in especially for Liam Smith. Then we've got the David Brown that we own, the 996. And somebody has brought along the bigger brother to it, 1410. And the tractor we found in our barn, which somebody hadn't done anything with. It's still as it was. David Brown 1390. Then we've got the first of the tractors, once David Brown name was dropped, the case 1494, which is the slightly bigger to the 1390 that we've just seen. Then we've got a couple of 5150s brought along, so we will show those as well. And 5150 is a nice looking tractor. Good that we've got two of those turned up. Then we've got the Case International which this one, the 1255 XL, and 1455 XL. Then we've got the Nuffield Leyland Marshall line up here, starting with the earliest, the Nuffield Universal, the BNC diesel, followed by the Leyland 285 two-wheel drive, and the 485 four-wheel drive version of the Leyland, both nicely lovingly restored. The Marshall not looking as pristine as the Leylands are, even though it's a little bit of a newer tractor. And the exhaust dropping out the front of the bonnet on that one. Then in the JCB lineup, once again our very own piece of equipment, the JCB load all, and another tractor that was once on our farm, the Fast Track 150, and the guy decided to bring it back to the show. He's had it in the workshop, done a lot of work on it since it left us. Then we've got a couple of Mercedes Benz. We've got the MB Track 1000 from 1982, and the MB Track 800 as well. We've got a little tractor here, a little Porsche Junior with the Porsche diesel engine. Then we've got a couple more do-its. Now, why these two are out of line of the rest, I'm not sure. They are both in the line up here, and that will work nicely for us. Then we've got two Fiats. We've got the 1300 DT, it's another nice tractor, and an old 570H which came out just before cabs were put onto tractors, so late 70s, late 60s, early 70s, and the 570H with the framework that was put on it after. The last of our Fiats is the 605C crawler, and our last row of tractors, we have the Doe type Ferguson tractor, the TE20, then we've got the other TE20 following up with it, and we've got the FE35, which Henry Ferguson decided he was replacing the TE20 with the Ferguson England 35, and then after that tractor was released they joined forces with Massey Harris in America, and we got the Massey Ferguson 35. It's basically the same tractor as the previous model, just done in a red and grey, for red for Massey Harris, grey for Ferguson. Then we've got a couple of different 135s here, the replacement to the 35. First of all, the underswept exhaust round fended model, and then the newer 135 with the cab on it. Then which is basically a 135, but this one was the MF20, the council derived tractor, which a lot of councils use for cutting road verges and things. Then we've got the Massey Ferguson 1200, and that one restored nicely. Then we've got its predecessor, the 1250, which came out afterwards to do all the big jobs, and those were all 70s tractors working well. Then we have got the 590. This came out, it's fully restored. This is a little dirty, a little scuffed and scratched, but these came out in, I think, 1975 or 1976. I think it was 76 those came out. There was 565, 575 and the 590 came out together. And then the tractors that replace those as an update, the 390T, which not a lot of difference within the design of the tractor. You see basically the same front end, just tidied up version of the 590, the 390T. And then we've got the Cat Challenger Dog, another tractor that was set to revolutionise farming on the big farms. And then we've got a couple more tractors here. We've got a Renault 11014, and a Ursus C330. Not many of these things in England, but It is great that we've got it in. Let's just jump aboard it and look and see there where he's painted the gear shifter. For some reason it's done twice, and I'm not sure how that works. It definitely got a dual speed gearbox on it, but I'm not sure where unless that lever to our left is what changes it from low to high ratios. Yeah, that is the show, and a good turnout indeed. For the show. I do hope you've enjoyed looking around the show with us today. I am going to get my fish and chips. He's not got fish, I don't think. We will have chips and nuggets. So yeah, as we wait to get those, all that's left to say is hope you've enjoyed looking around the show with us today. Please give us a like, give us a share, drop us a comment if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see more of the work we do here. Please subscribe to the channel. If you give that bell a ring, it will tell you when we do our farming, when we do our racing, until you join us once more tomorrow. Summer Farm Estates is back from a short break. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.